Darren, congratulations on your victory this evening. I know this is a moment that you were dreaming about for a long time and envisioning. The atmosphere was certainly electric in there tonight. Give me an idea of just how the moment played out versus your expectations.
I think I've done everything right. Choosing me walkout music to get my people in that type of mindset, cheering, chanting. And I just had to take a moment before I actually stepped in the octagon to just be like, oh, this is my moment, So it was a very proud moment for me, coming from Liverpool as well.
Very nice. Internet's going crazy right now. Fans, media, everybody's trying to debate the score and what it was. Give me an idea. I mean, were you and your team scoring it round by round? How did you have it going? What did you think when it came time to read the decision?
Listen, it's a close fight. It was a close fight. People are going to want to say that he won, and people say that I won. I couldn't care less. I got the decision. It was a really, really close fight. He's the most trickiest fighter I've ever fought. I think he was shocked because he thought I'm an aggressive fighter, and I am, but I knew against him I had to be very different and use all my smarts. So it was a hard fight, Very close, very close.
And lastly, for me, I mean, you've been incredibly apologetic about missing weight, but you haven't really talked about it much. And I don't know if you didn't want to get into it before the fight, but Dana was in here earlier and he said, "Listen, I'm not upset. He has an excuse. He knows what happened. I mean, there was a very good reason. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. That's for him to talk about." I mean, can you help us understand? I mean, I know some of it may be personal, but because I think everybody's just trying to understand exactly what happened, why you came in, needed extra time and then missed by so much,
I think the thing is, mate, I'm not one to sit here and make excuses no matter what happened. I missed weight. I can't do anything about it. I missed weight. The night of having to cut weight, I had some problems to attend to whilst cutting weight, so I attended to them. But listen, there's no fucking excuse for missing weight. I missed weight, and it is what it is. I know people are going to want to throw around now like, oh, he still took the fight. It was 3 fucking pounds. We're fighters here, it was 3 pounds. And listen, I'm not trying to make out that I'm the good person here, but it was 3 pounds. Stephen was going to take the fight no matter what. 3 pounds, it's his coaches and management to then look after him as best, and that's what they done. They made me weigh in the day very light, and they took 30%, and that's what comes with not making weight. I never made weight, no excuses. Do you know what I mean? But it's not like it changed anything in the fight. 3 pounds won't change nothing. It doesn't matter. If I'd made weight, no one would have said anything. But I didn't make weight, and I'm truly embarrassed by it. There's no excuses. I didn't make weight.
Darren, you said in the cage after the fight that you didn't necessarily deserve a title shot next. How far away do you think you are now?
I couldn't care less, mate. I think Stephen deserves I go with the interim more than I do myself. I know, I've just beat him in a close fight, but give it to Stephen. He made weight, and he's still #1 and beat some more guys than me. So give it to him. Listen, mate, I'm a realist. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit anyone. I'm never going to bullshit myself. I'm certainly not going to bullshit you. So give it to Stephen. I'm just going to go and train. I'm going to go on the air this week, and then I'm going to train Monday.
You changed up your walkout music.
Yeah.
It worked.
Of course.
Have you found something that you're going to stick with now? And what was the thought process behind changing it?
No, I might not change it. I don't know. I'm not like a superstitious guy. I don't think, I have to have the same. I know some fighters think everything has to be the same, but I just knew for that type of crowd, that type of tune would work, and I know that all you guys seen it. Yeah, I don't think scenes like that, they've only been seen before in Dublin, I suppose. So, I looked over at one point and Dana had a big smile on his face. So I feel like I was very intelligent with my walkout music, and I wanted to have a good moment. It's never been to Liverpool, so.
Dana says he's taking you to Vegas next.
Well, we'll see. I want to bring it to Anfield. So, America's amazing. I've never fought there. The pay-per-views are in, we all know, Las Vegas and Madison Square Garden, but why can't I be the guy to bring the UFC to an arena, a stadium, here in England, here in Liverpool? Why can't I do that? Why? Who's telling me I can't? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter who you are. I'll say fuck you, and I don't care. To me, I want a stadium event to happen, a pay-per-view at Anfield. I've had the dream of the Echo. That's been done now. Now it's Anfield. So, Dana's the boss, but manifestation, that's what it's all about.
Darren, congratulations on a very composed performance after a difficult couple of days. Just going back over that point that Simon mentioned there about Dana, he categorically said you're going to America next.
Yeah.
He's just been in here. We've seen great occasions, though, when British fighters have gone to Vegas, and there is clearly about 10,000 people that would travel over there with you, and it goes down in history in America. And it's strange to hear you say you are going to refuse it from them.
No, I'm not going to refuse it. If Dana says, Darren, you're fighting in Vegas, I say, okay. But I'll try and convince him. I'll say, listen, you know, believe in me as I believe in myself. And yeah, 10,000 might travel over there, but 65,000 will fill Anfield, you know, in the ground and sitting and seats, maybe more. So I know I can fill that shit out, trust me.
Is the title shot not the one in Anfield, though?
Maybe, but listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, for starters, I missed weight, so I don't feel like I deserve a title shot. Anyway, I missed weight. So there you go, right away. I don't deserve the next shot at the title. Still feel that Stephen probably deserves it. Maybe whoever wins out of the interim, maybe Stephen or Usman, they deserve it more. I've just said this. I'm a fucking realist, and I'll always stay this way. I still want to beat them all in the division. You know, I want to come back. I want to put that weight thing behind me. And it is what it is. But I'll try and speak to Dana. I'll convince him as best as I can. You know, with me nice little Scouse charm, and see where it goes.
Final one from me. In the last kind of 24, 48 hours, can you just say a few words about Mr. Cabon, Colin Heron, what he's done for you to keep everything together?
Colin doesn't say much. Colin doesn't have to keep anything together. Colin just says little pieces and little words of wisdom, and it just motivates you and keeps you positive. He's a phenomenal man. Without Colin, none of this happens, you know what I mean? And Colin is the main fucking man. Where is he? There you go.
Darren, you mentioned how you thought that Stephen would anticipate that you'd come out the aggressor in the fight.
I'm fucking roasting you, I'm sorry.
It's all right, it's all right. Feel
Don't look at me fat belly, I didn't make weight.
Yeah, so he anticipated that you would come out as the aggressor during this fight.
Yeah.
What actually happens is you outstruck him in a really technical stand-up fight. Is your goal when you step into the octagon to show how diverse you are as a martial artist every time you get in there?
Good game plan, innit? I said I was going to finish him in the first, and through the rounds I could see him thinking, why isn't this little bastard running at me? And I had it all figured out. As much as it was me trying to figure him out and him trying to figure me out, it was crazy. It was Muay Thai versus karate. You know, he tried to take me down at one point, and I stuffed it with my wisdom and got back up. But I was trying to figure him out as much as he was trying to me. I was faking the left, but I wasn't throwing the left. I wasn't wasting no energy with it because I knew he wouldn't be there. He's so good with his head where he goes, and sometimes when I had him on the octagon, I'd open my hands up, you know, to make him think that I'm bigger than what I am. That's what I try and do. But listen, it was 5 rounds of each other. I said this, I put a tweet out there after a big Cowboy. I said, what a chess match it would be. And it was, because as the people said, everyone's debating on Twitter. You know, I'm not on Twitter, but I can imagine that I'm getting hated on for missing weight. And, you know, 50% are saying him and 50% are saying me. I won the fight. I did win the fight, but it was close as ever.
He makes guys, when he's at his best, Stephen Thompson, he really does make guys freeze up in there. With the fight with Rory McDonald being a key example of that. Was that a fight that you studied going into this one?
I don't study fights, mate. I study my opponent when I'm in there. That's what Colin's for, Mr. Carbon. When I get in there, I feel it and how it's going. If I felt like the finish was there in the first, I definitely would have went for it, but it wasn't. He's too fucking clever for that. Everyone who's fought him knows. Woodley's had 10 rounds of him. He's too clever for that shit. You can't lunge in on a guy like Stephen. He didn't hurt me with anything, you know. I think I poked his knee in the first with, like, you know, I tried to do a bit of karate myself, but I'm shit at it, so. But he's too clever for that shit. In the gym, it's different, you know. We're not in a fight, but in a fight, you've got to be very calm and collected, and I think I've just shown maturity in fighting years there. I'm only 25, but I was very mature. He's 10 years my older.
During the post-fight speech, I'm not going to repeat what you said, but you did say something along the lines of who is
cunts.
No, not that one. Okay. You said something along the line of who is Darren Till. Now, is the doubters out there, are they a key motivation for you in terms of rising to the occasion on events such as this?
Yeah, no, I don't wake up every morning, you know, thinking who's a hater or this or what. Every morning I wake up and I want to do me coach proud and and myself. Listen, I'm in this for myself. I started out as a fighter to be the best for myself, not no one. You know, when you hear fighters talking, they're like, my goals have changed because I've got a daughter and that. Well, you're wrong, mate. It's got to be for yourself. You've got to do it for yourself, you know, and I'm doing it all for myself. As much as I'm doing it for them people, it's all about me. And yeah, I fucking hate doubters. I hate them with a passion. I especially hate the fighters and that they doubt me. You know, I think every fight that fighter in the UFC that they went to predicted Wonderboy would win. Well, fuck yous. Look, now, yeah, it was a close fight, but I still showed me worth. You know, maybe now just stop doubting me a little bit less. You know, and there's no disrespect to Stephen. I've just said I still think he deserves a title shot more than me, and I've just beat him, but I just don't like getting doubted. I don't want people saying this kid just come on the block and he thinks he's this and that. I don't. I just say I'm the greatest because I believe I am. That's all.
With you continuing to stack up the wins and your profile keep rising, you're undoubtedly going to become a role model. You probably are already a role model in the city. Your language is undeniably colourful. Do you feel like sometimes you might have to tone that down a bit?
No, it's a word. It's just a word, right? It's expressive to how passionate I am. And you know, every time I'm going for interviews, Till, can you not say this and not say that? And I say, maybe, I don't know. And then it comes out like Tourette's. So
do you not think that TV network stations are going to be like absolutely bricking it when you're going to be coming into studios now?
Maybe, but they got a choice. They can have me on or not. It's no skin off my nose. I don't want to be a celebrity, or I don't. You know, you can give me an interview, you can't. I don't care. But it's just I'm just so passionate. It's for me. It's just I'm so passionate about it, and I don't think when you know I swear words coming out of me, I shouldn't say this. I'm just passionate, and that's what comes out of me. And maybe I might have to tone it down, but I'm not going to. Cunt. Oh, sorry.
Hi, Darren. One of the parts of the agreement for making the fight happen after you missed weight was you making 188 pounds just right before the event. Was it a challenge for you?
Yeah, it was, because I've got the type of body. I don't know what it is. As soon as I'd missed weight, I started hydrating again, and my weight just shot right back up. I went back to, I think in kilos, I went to 88, and I had to weigh in at 85.2. So that was the night going to bed. So last night I had to starve myself and not drink. And this morning, didn't I, Colin? I went and trained. So I went in the gym and done 45 minutes hard training to you know, this is how much I wanted to fight. But I'll say it again, I'm not going to stop. There's no excuse for missing weight, and I'm truly ashamed by it. I don't like it. You know, I feel like my win could be a little bit more right now if I'd made weight. I'm taking a bit off. No matter what, win, lose or draw, I'm still taking a bit off because I'm ashamed by it. You know, I am a professional man, and as I've said, I'm a big guy for the weight, and I've got to get it more under control. And I've made weight before. I made 170. Like I had a coke before my last fight, my last weigh-in, but just got to get it more under control now. It's just another thing, and you know, adversity, bad or good, I'll face it.
Did you feel any inconveniences inside the octagon because of this 188 limit?
Yeah, I did, but I just don't care. Honestly, I just do not care what happens. Honestly, I just don't care. When I'm inside the octagon, it's all blank. It's all different for me. Nothing affects me. Nothing affects me. So, yeah, I said to my coach before I was going, I said, "Oh, I've got an headache." I said, "I feel a bit tired." I said, "I don't feel, you know, the same." But when I'm in there, it's all that confidence that I've got, and I know I'm confident.
So, Darren, this is a big sports weekend for Liverpool, but you know, Real beat Madrid, and then Molly lost her fight.
Yeah.
Almost made it so that all the expectations and hopes were laid solely on you. Was that something you were thinking about and feeling on your way into the fight?
No, I don't care. I don't care. It's me who steps in there. It's not Liverpool football team. You know, it's unfortunate that in a debut Molly lost. You know, sorry about that, but you know, it's an individual sport, and I was just going in there, and for me, whatever will happen, will happen. If I go in there in 10 seconds and Stephen knocks me clean out, then it's happened. You know, I'm not a guy. I don't care. I'll come back from it. I'll come back from anything. I know I will. I'm only young, and I've got the determination and grit to come back from anything in this world, no matter what happens.
And in that fifth round, you know, you had him knocked down. It looked really close to a finish.
Fourth. It's fourth, really. Was it the 4th? 5th?
5th, yeah.
I've lost my head.
What was going through your mind when you saw that? Did you feel like the finish was close? And
Yeah and no, because Woodley had him knocked down a few times. Stephen recovers very quick because he's very fit and this and that. Listen, this fight for me wasn't about finishing Stephen. It was about being more of a smarter fighter, which I feel like I was tonight. So 5 rounds, easy. Wasn't tired. 5 rounds in the bank against, in my opinion, still the #1 in the world. He's, just said that he just still deserves more of an interim title shot than I do. So, hats off to him.
And as you mentioned, it was a very close fight, and we did actually see some very controversial scoring earlier in the night. Even Dana mentioned that he felt some of the scoring was very off. Were you at all worried once they were reading up the judge's decision that he would get it?
If he was going to get it, he was going to get it. It's simple as that. If he would have got it, he would have got it. And if I would have got it, I would have got it. I've just, I said to him after the fight, I said, we need to do it again. And he said, yeah, definitely. And right now, his coaches are probably in his ear saying that he won the fight. He's probably convincing himself. And, I'm sure I'd do the same. But I won. I know I won. I think I did edge you. Just on how I moved around the octagon, I cut him off. Anything he did throw, it was nullified. It wasn't hitting me. It was defended. So I think it was a close fight, but I do think I won.
And finally, once you actually did get the win official, I mean, the stadium erupted.
Yeah.
It was hurting ears. Can you describe at all what the feeling was like to win in front of your hometown like that?
Not right now, because you're just getting dragged from here, there and everything, and you haven't got a chance to breathe, you know what I mean? Like, I think later on in the week I'll be like, I've just gone 5 rounds with the #1 in front of my hometown, and I'll look back on the interviews and the way the fans cheered. They're all my friends in there, you know what I mean? Half of the arena, I could see them, they were all my friends. So yeah, it's sort of one of them moments you have to live it when it's done. Right now it's all like that to me. And there's a lot of goods, there's a lot of ups and a lot of downs. Obviously the down is me missing weight, but still, shit happens.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Darren, over here. You spoke obviously about the atmosphere tonight, but how do you remain to stay calm in a situation like that? And do you block out the crowd? Were you aware of the crowd during the fight?
Yeah, I was definitely aware, but as short as my career has been in MMA, when I was only a kid, I was off travelling all around the world on my own, with my backpack, fighting anywhere I could. I've fought in Malaysia, fought in Canada, Thailand, so many places, So I'm just a calm, collected fighter. I like nerves. I don't have to get myself angry at anything, because that's not my way to fight. I know some fighters, for example, should we say Diego Sanchez, has to get really angry before a fight. For me, no, it's just all about being calm and being the more intelligent fighter. And Stephen is so intelligent, and tonight I outsmarted him. I did.
And Dana said that he obviously wants to take you to Vegas, but ideally, when would you like to get back in there next?
I haven't got any injuries. I think I broke my toe. I don't know. I can't really feel it. So, but I don't know. Soon. I wanna fight soon. I don't know. I've just said I wanna try and convince Dana to bring Anfield Stadium. So if I have to wait longer while he promoted or whatever. Because I'm saying while he promoted, I'm already manifesting this shit. It's already happening in my eyes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, August, September, Darren Till versus someone else, Anfield Stadium. I can already see it happening. That's the key to it, manifestation.
Darren, to your right.
Yes, brother.
You're right now. Obviously, this was one of the craziest fight weeks, I imagine, for you. Can you kind of, give us an idea of how difficult it was, and was there ever any time you were mentally in a state where this might not happen? Maybe when I missed weight and then they were talking about me weighing 188, I was like, that's hard. Not that I'm a guy who goes crazy because I eat a lot and hydrate a lot. It's just 188 from 173. It's not a lot of weight. So yeah, I was worried, and then I just thought, I have to train this morning and make that next. I didn't make the first time, I made the second time at 188. So yeah, I was a bit worried at that. But as I said, it's adversity, good or bad, I'll face it. And right now, probably more people are hating on me than liking me. You know, I bet a lot of fighters are jumping on that bandwagon to hate on me, and that just shows their weakness in my eyes. You know what I mean? It is a part of it. Fighters have missed weight. You know, just recently, I think Kevin Lee missed weight, and do you know what I mean? It does happen. I'm truly embarrassed by it, but what can you do, mate?
It might be a little difficult for you now just after this win, but I mean, you've had so much time in the spotlight ever since October. Would you like a bit of peace now? Would you like people to perhaps, you know, just give you a few months to deal with it?
No, mate. I get peace when I want peace. You know, I'm not an out there guy. I know I get a lot of attention, and the spotlight is on me in English MMA, should we say? But it's not like a thing that I'll have to say, oh, I'm tired of interviews, or I'm tired of this, or I'm tired of that. I'm not tired of any of it. My mental state gets me through anything. You know, it's going to be I'm 25, I've got 10 years left. It's going to be a long 10 years, and then maybe I will sit back. I don't ever want to sit here and cry because I've done 100 interviews or I've took 5,000 photos. I want to be able to stay strong and do it all.
Just lastly, obviously you manifested this night, as you said plenty of times. You said you were going to bring the UFC to Liverpool. When you were kind of standing in the octagon tonight, was it everything you thought it was going to be?
Yeah. I was looking up at the TV screen, just seeing myself in black shorts, and at that point I wasn't really thinking about the fight. I was like, oh my God, I'm inside here, my nerves have gone. I was like, oh, I just need to look around and enjoy this. And then he was coming out, and I was like, okay, right, let's fight it. But I've just never seen anything like that. I mean, the guy from the Echoes just texted me, and he's like, Darren, we've never seen anything like that in our lives, do you know what I mean? So, it's good, mate, it really is good. I'm truly, it's made me emotional. I might start crying. I won't. Don't worry, mate.
Darren, you just beat the #1 contender in the world. And there's no way, with the things that have gone on, that you can honestly say that you are 100% there 100% of the time for the last 4 days. So you've beat the #1 contender, arguably not at your very best. Maybe my question is more for the coach than for you, but just how much better can you get? Because the potential seems limitless.
My coach did say that. He said, look what you've just done. Didn't you calling against, you know, the #1 and you weren't at your best? But, you know, as much as my coach said that to me, I've just said it. There's never an excuse. It doesn't matter if you're at your worst or your best. To me, the mentality I've got is on fight night, no matter what happens, if I pull a knee or he pulls a knee or whatever, you break hand, the better man always wins in my eyes. I don't want to ever leave a fight going, I should have won that, or I didn't win that because there was this problem or because this problem. Do you know what I mean? I want to leave the fight knowing, well, he beat me. He was the better man. That's the mentality I want to have. That excuse bullshit don't work with me. I fucking hate it. I hate excuses. And that's not me. So tonight, I was the better man. Next time, he could knock me out. He will be the better man. Yeah, this week I've had, you know, a few problems here and there, but nothing's happened. It hasn't changed anything in the fight. It was Darren Till versus Stephen Thompson in there. So you never know. He could be going through things that he hasn't even mentioned about. You just never know what's going on in someone's life, and there's no excuse. Tonight, the better man won. Next time, maybe Stephen might win, or I will win, but it will always be the better man in my eyes.
Darren, you know, for the longest time, Michael Bisping was the face of the UFC here in the UK. He carried the heavy water, so to speak. He's coming to the end of his career. Do you feel as though you can be the face of the promotion here for a long time to come?
Yeah, that would be really, that's nice. That's nice that you're saying that, but I don't think of things like that. I think about being the greatest. That's what I think about. Yeah, you know, if I'm walking along the street or if people are talking on social media, Darren Till is the face of British MMA, you know, it's nice. I'm only 25. It's nice to have them kind of words thrown at you, but I don't want to see it like that. I want to just, you know, it's different how I want it to be, you know, because they're saying, you know, Bisping is the face of MMA, and what he done was phenomenal. I hope he still has a few more fights, but it's not just one man. Do you know what I mean? It's as much as in Ireland, you know, they say it's just Conor. It's not just him. There's other fighters, and in America there's others. So I don't ever want to just be like, oh, I'm the face of British MMA, because I think that's just a bit too. I think you're getting a bit too big for your boots. Not that Bisping's ever said it, nor will I ever say it. I just think, yeah, if you can inspire a few kids or whatever, because they're looking up to you because you're maybe the most well known, yeah, that's good. But I don't ever want to say, I'm the face of British MMA because there's so many other fighters. We're all fighters, we're all the face. Maybe just some of us get a little bit more of the spotlight, as you said, than others, do you know what I mean? So that's how I like to see them type of things.
And just one more for me. Did this whole event, the experience, kind of play out how you had envisioned it, or did it almost exceed your expectations?
I think tonight, how I picked my walkout, it exceeded it. Yeah, as I say, there's a downer on it, missing weight, but apart from that, tonight's fight night, and yeah, I just was looking on the screen at everyone walking out, and they were getting cheers, and I was thinking, what's it going to be like when I walk out? And then me tuned the right time I walked out, and then I just seen flashlights, and I seen Scousers. It was just incredible, and they were screaming and chanting, and all the way through the fight I heard Darren Till chants. You know, that's what you get at a football match. You get a football match, they chant, you know, Steven Gerrard, but they were chanting Darren Till. It's crazy, honest to God, it's unbelievable.
Darren, just over here.
Yeah.
Wonderboy mentioned before that in the first round he did tweak his knee from one of your little oblique kicks.
Yeah.
Was that one of the plans going forward? And did you get a sense of that?
No, I don't. I only plan when I'm in the fight. I only feel what I'm feeling, and I threw that. You know, just to throw him off a bit, I wanted to be a little bit bouncy myself because he's very bouncy. He's so fit for 5 rounds. He's just bouncing around like that. It's just so good, you know what I mean? But yeah, he did tweak his knee a bit, and I seen it. I thought, hang on, you know, I'll go for that a bit. But he was onto it. He changed his stance. He's very good at changing it. Listen, I could be a mathematician right now and talk about both of our styles. I really get into it, but he's so clever. He was able to change his stance, and every time he knew I was going to go for it, he could see it in my eyes, and I could see it. And it was, you know, one of them games, playing chess with each other. But the only difference with this fight was he was not expecting that. I knew what I was expecting. Very clever, so good with his kicks, angles, amazing, head movement. He thought he was going to get a 25-year-old who thinks he's huge and just lobs punches. Smart, Darren Till.
Didn't work out that way. So with we've been with like Cowabon and like Cowabon's legendary status from many years ago, as you saw on the like the Fighting Pride documentary from back in the day. Do you think there is like a bit of a rebirth of Cowabon? I know you've got guys like Mike Grundy and stuff who were pretty much ready to be called up to the UFC. Do you think this is still like a bit of a rebirth of you guys?
Yeah, I totally agree. For starters, Michael Grundy deserves to be in the UFC more than myself. That man is the most hard-working, honest man I've ever. He's here right now. I'm not going to start crying, are you, mate? You know what I mean? But you baldy bastard. Sorry to everyone who's got bald hair, but to just put it out there dead quick, he's just there for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was struggling to make weight on that night, and he was there. He was sleeping in the gym while I was back and forth dealing with some problems, cutting weight. He just does more than enough. That man just deserves to be in the UFC. I can't say it enough. Do you know what I mean? He could beat everyone in that division. He could. Honestly, I train with him every day. He takes me down. He beats me up. But yeah, rebirth maybe because when I started, Cowabon was amazing. 7 UFC fighters they had in that gym. I was just looking, and I was just like a 17-year-old kid, and I was just like, I had Terry, the first sparring session I ever done, Terry dropped me with 2 body shots, and I was like, I will get you back. I'll get you back. But yeah, right now, Cowabon is getting more recognition, well more than it deserves. It's the best gym in the world, the coach, the people. We are a team. You know, if you're not a team player in there, go somewhere else. We don't want you. If you've got a bad attitude, if you think you're bigger than anyone, go somewhere else. That's the mentality we have at Cowabon, and Colin puts into all of us, and it works. You know what I mean? I say this all the time. I could have no training partners. As long as it's me and Colin, things are fucking fine.
After all, do you think this was the toughest fight in your career?
No, it wasn't. It was very hard to figure out. But no, I've had tougher fights before where I've been brought into the trenches and knocked down and stuff like that. So definitely not my toughest fight, but by miles my most hardest to work out. I said it in the octagon that man is the hardest fighter to work out. It's a hard fight in that sense, not as because he didn't pressure me and it didn't. It's the different type of fight. I can't say enough how tricky he is to figure out. We had a kickboxing guy in the gym, karate kickboxing guy, and I figured him out quickly. We had some good rounds of sparring, but Stephen's still so head movement, angles,
you have to be on your guard with that, man. So good.
We mentioned that before. Dana said he is planning to make you on the card in Vegas. Just as you go to Vegas before the fight, do you have some plans with cooperations with some gyms in USA? Do you have anything in your mind? Where will you spend the last 2 weeks before the fight?
Just me and my coach in one of the hotels in a training room. Just we, you know what I mean. If some gyms invite us out, that'd be more than nice. I've got a few friends there, but just me and my coach and a few guys from Team Carbon be training in the workout rooms or in just a UFC gym. Just, you know, as much as it's nice, you know, to go to the other teams, it's Team Carbon. It's Team Carbon. You know, we've never really been affiliated with anyone, and we never will be. It's us against the world. That's how I see it. It's us against the fucking world. Yeah. Thank you for everyone coming here.